What's going on? It's the inaugural episode. I'm Lav Love. So my first episode, I figure I have my cousin Cuz on the show.
Yo.
You stupid. So, so this is what the podcast about, because I want to lay the foundation for the podcast. Where we are now, we're in the day and time where people's feelings have become facts. And your feelings ain't facts. They're just your feelings.
True.
Now, it might be how you feel about the facts, but that don't necessarily make how you feel about the facts the truth either. Because you might not like the facts. So because you don't like the facts, you have disregarded the facts and ignored them. But that don't make the facts not be the facts.
Well, white people do.
Well, black people do it too. Let me give an example. So last night at the club, I had a show. I was talking about my Tesla, and waitress comes up to me after I do the spiel about the Tesla, why it's good, yada, yada, yada. She's like, I don't mess with Teslas. I was like, why not? She's like, because they give off radiation, and Teslas are causing cancer in people.
What?
I was like, what? Who? I was like, who told you that? Yeah, it is. I was like, that's not true. Who told you that? Yes, it is, because it comes from the Wi-Fi box that's in the bottom of the car. Like, what? Yeah. She was like, the Wi-Fi box. I say, all new cars have Wi-Fi now. So what are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, but it ain't put in the same place like it is in the Teslas. And that's what I was like, so you really feel like it's more radiation coming out the bottom of a Tesla from the Wi-Fi box than it is from your cell phone, than it is from your microwave.
I was just about to say that.
That radiation that's coming from these power lines and that's what I'm talking about. And she was adamant about this.
Wow.
So then she followed that up with, and it don't matter because the government can shut Teslas down anytime they want to. I was like, what?
Watching too much Netflix.
See what I'm saying? She's like, they can shut your car down. So now getting what I think she thinks she knows, but she don't really know. Because I think she's talking about how they show these movies where these cars get hacked or whatever, the Tesla get hacked. But the reality is all cars can be hacked.
Right.
Not just Teslas. Because that's when I was talking about it. I was talking about because, recently in Chicago, the cold weather, so all the Teslas was stuck.
I seen that on CNN.
Yeah, because the Tesla superchargers, weren't working.
Yeah.
So people was like, see, look at that thing. And I was like, it's this thing. It seemed like it's just this thing out here to hate on Teslas. It's like every time something happened with a Tesla, people blew it out of proportion. Like this same stuff don't happen with all cars.
I think there is the higher powers in a group that don't like Elon, and they are pushing the narrative.
Let's see, and I can get that. Is it an Elon thing or they just don't like electric cars?
You seen the Super Bowl commercials, how much money they spent on that commercial against Tesla?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The oil companies.
So
the oil companies don't want oil is big business.
Right.
Think about it like this. If electric cars got to be highly popular and were as popular as gas cars, what would that do to the economy in the Middle East?
They wouldn't better own them lions no more.
Yep. What would that do to the economy in Texas? The economy in Oklahoma? All these economies are propped up by oil.
Yeah, rest in peace to that black man they killed too, who came out with that ideal about the cars.
What idea about the cars?
He had created a car with no gas, I think with water or air, and like a month or two later, he was found dead.
You talking about the hydrogen car?
Yeah.
Okay, so that concept is not new. That's a scientific thing. The concept of a hydrogen powered car is not new.
Right.
The thing about hydrogen powered cars is the feasibility of it producing enough hydrogen to make it happen in large enough amounts to supply all the cars, the number of cars that potentially would be using it. So it's a logistical thing, not necessarily that. So if he was killed, he wasn't necessarily killed because he thought of something that had never been thought of before. So that's another thing the podcast is going to be about. We gonna approach some of these preconceived notions and some of this stuff that's out there that does not align with facts. So I think the story of this black man, because I think I've heard that story, because it's also, but I think that's an urban legend. Like, what's the difference between that story and then the black man who created
Dr. Seppi?
Huh?
You talking about Dr. Seppi?
No, not him. That's a whole nother conversation. Seppi. No, the dude who created the car that could run and not the dude, the African dude who created the machine that could pull water from the air, and then he was killed.
I seen that.
He was killed. That's the same story.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's the same story. You just, one is with gas and one is with this. But the thing about him, and again, it doesn't line up with facts. A machine that pulls the moisture out the air and creates drinking water from it. You know what that's called?
What?
A dehumidifier, man.
Oh, true.
So that ain't nothing new.
True.
Now, what he might have done, that's you.
That might be my check.
Go get your check.
Gotta pause this. I don't want them like, yeah, we sent it back to UPS. Man, it's Bank of America. Bank of America. Sorry about it.
All right, so that's another thing we're gonna do on the podcast. When your facts don't line up with your feelings, we want to explore that. We want to do the research, look it up, and see if that is truly the case. Are you pulling information from somebody's blog? Is it a reputable source? Because
your barber who think he know it all.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it is I'm in the podcast is because what I want to get away from is just putting information out for the sake of putting information out. We're going to vet all the information.
Right.
We're going to vet it.
There are bots that put stuff out there to trick the normal everyday American.
Oh, without a doubt. It was proven after the first election with Hillary Clinton that Russia used bots and fake accounts of black people to establish a narrative of not liking Hillary Clinton. It's a fact that they did that.
Correct.
It's a fact that they used race and whipped us up and made us angry to either not go vote or not vote for Hillary. So they manipulated our anger. They manipulated our feeling marginalized in America. They used that against us. See what I'm saying? So that's the big thing that I want the podcast to be dedicated to, is not just putting information out here. Let's put out correct information when possible. And sometimes it might be a situation we put it out here, we think we vetted it, and then we find out, damn, you still was wrong. Well, then that's okay.
Right.
But at least and it's okay because we tried to do our due diligence. And then if it comes back that we still was wrong, then we're not going to be above saying, my bad, I apologize.
My bad.
Yeah. So that's not what we're going to do. But what we're not going to do is let your feelings be the catalyst for fake information.
Don't be no water boy. My mama said.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so many people like that. Like with the waitress, when I told the story. Because I would bet money that she heard all of that somewhere.
I bet money somebody gave her a free Tesla, she'd take it.
Oh, without a doubt. She would take it like that. Wouldn't think about it at all. Would immediately take it.
Not thinking she sleep probably with her phone in her bed every night. So
every night.
You sleep with radiation.
Every night. But again, she heard that somewhere. And the reason why I say she heard it, because I know she ain't read it. Because people like her, they don't go read stuff. They watch videos. It's something they didn't saw on
Twitter,
Instagram, or something like that. And then she done ran with it.
Reddit.
Yep. Exactly. Somewhere. And so she done took it as the gospel. But that don't make it the gospel. And it's a bunch of stuff out here that is just, people push these narratives. One of the things about what I've learned about social commentary, which is basically what we're doing, is most humans, when they have conversations with social commentary, they want to have conversations in a space that they're comfortable in. And anytime you push the conversation to an area that they're no longer comfortable in, they do one of two things. Either they get angry
Or try to change the subject.
or try to change the subject.
Completely.
Yep, they're gonna either get angry or try to change it, turn it into something that it's not meant to be. We talking about Teslas. You get mad because it's not in a comfortable place for you no more, and then you say, "Well, what about the white man who killed them 30 black men in Mississippi? What that got to do with what the hell we talking about? what that got to do with what we talking about?"
What happened on Love and Hip Hop last night, though? What?
Yeah,
we don't care about Mama D.
That's how they do. So one of the,
I like you, Mama D.
see, look at you. Mama D ain't got no teeth, so Mama D is. I don't know how you consider yourself to be a dime piece. You ain't got no teeth. That by default, you down by at least 2 to 3 slots.
They say pimping ain't easy.
It ain't, but dental care is. So it's not.
Who let Mama D pimp them? Oh my gosh.
Well, the pimp don't have to be attractive. The pimp don't have to be. The pimp just got to have a strong hand and know how to verbally manipulate people.
That's where gorilla pimping came from.
Yeah, gorilla pimp. Which, see, but Mama D can't be a gorilla pimp because she ain't strong and she no dude. So typically women aren't gorilla pimps. Typically women are master manipulators. You know what I'm saying? And they stronger. Now they are a little stronger, so they can fight.
Right.
So I would not doubt that Mama D can throw them things with a chick or a really weak man. She probably can get.
Right. I've seen Mama D out. She definitely got a alpha energy, and if you was a weak link, you definitely gonna follow her. She
exactly.
Men and women following behind. I said, okay, I see. I
see. I done been in situations around Mama D too, and she got that strong. She's an alpha female.
Yeah,
without a doubt, she's definitely an alpha female. So I won't take that from her, but she got a strong pimp energy. Anytime I start feeling pimp energy, like people trying to, yeah, baby, so what's going on? That manipulator energy into you. Nothing you say.
Girl,
yeah, exactly. I want to be your mother, your father, your brother.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, everything. But you got to listen to me, baby. You got to listen to me, baby.
Well, I think about Jamie Foxx.
Oh, because they all get that from the Pimp movie. Yeah. The Mac. They all get that from the Mac. That's that famous scene.
Clone Tyrone.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take you to the top of the world, baby, but you gotta be willing to follow me. You got to be willing to follow me. Or can you do that? Are you willing to do that? No, nigga, I'm not. How about that, nigga? No, I'm not.
I know a lot of pimps mad about OnlyFans.
Oh, why you say that?
Because these women out here now making $1 million and not leaving the house.
It don't matter. You still got some people that's hustling in reverse. So it's still women out here is setting up the camera, posting it, figuring out how to do it. Some of that's still just too much.
I see some managers out here. Managers.
Exactly. So it's some women
Content
that's
managers.
still too much for them. So they just rather not do it or do something else. But again, that's hustling in reverse. One of these clubs that I do shows at here in Atlanta, they after the comedy show, they switch over to the club phase of the club, and they got a whole bunch of bottle girls come in, and as the show is winding down, the bottle girls come in and they got on like these little skimpy outfits and all the stuff right here. So one chick, the security chick was telling me, because she walked by a big old booty. I was like, that's gotta be fake. She's like, yeah, she got her booty done about 2 years ago. I'm like, what? She's like, but she got a good job. She a nurse. So hold on, let me get this right. So you a nurse who worked part-time as a bottle girl at the club. You done had your ass done to be a bottle girl? That don't even make sense. If you gonna get your ass, this is my thing.
She might make more money in them 2 days being a bottle girl than she do nursing.
Nah, yeah, but
depending on what spot she at, but
let me say this. I don't disagree. But if you making more money as a bottle girl than nursing, why you a nurse? See what I'm saying? That's my first piece. Says she hustling backwards. The second thing is, who gets their ass done to be a bottle girl? If you're going to get your ass done, go and get naked and get to the real bag.
I guess it depends on the state in the club, because bottle girls up north, they making more money than the strippers.
We talking about in ATL, though.
Yeah, in ATL, yeah.
We talking about Atlanta.
She probably just been a bottle girl and want to just hold one day Diddy walk in there. One day
Ross walking.
See, and then the difference between up north and down south when it comes to strippers, up north they can't get straight butt naked up north.
True.
In the south they can get naked. That's why a stripper in the south is going to make more than a stripper up north.
Always, yeah.
So that's why a bottle girl can make what a stripper make, because they wearing the same thing. That's why she can make as much.
She probably she conflicted. She don't know. She want to be for the streets, or she want to be on the side.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But you went and got your ass done. Who goes to get their ass done to be a bottle girl? Get to the bag.
Oh, it's some BBW Wendy's managers out there too. I'm
and,
sure.
And they dumb. That's a waste of money. If you gonna modify your body because you want people to look at it, because there's no reason to get your behind done because you're trying to keep it a secret.
Shout out to the natural women. We promote all natural women.
Without a doubt,
like a natural woman.
Without a doubt, 100%. But if you go get your behind done, it's clearly because you want people to look at it.
True.
You don't get your ass done because you plan on keeping it a secret. You don't get your ass done because you just want to unleash it on your husband or on your boyfriend. You go get your ass done because you want people to look at it.
Like Instagram got a whole nursing page as nurses BBL. So I don't know if you get your CRN license and then you go get a BBL and then you go find your scrubs. I don't know if that's the news. You know. So
first, I didn't even know that page existed. So that lets me know what your search history looked like. Yeah. Let me know what your search history looked like, because that's not popping up on my page. So we know what you looking at on a regular basis. So yeah, we
that like a thick girl checking blood pressure.
Clearly.
You can stick me, baby.
Or get stuck.
Pause.
Yeah. Pause. Pause. Yeah. Especially in Atlanta. Pause. Listen. So, but that just makes no sense to me.
True.
Makes no sense to me. So one of the things I wanted you on here on this first episode for sure is because of our age difference, and you were, because of the age difference, you were significantly closer to your demo than I am from a mental standpoint, from a just being around them standpoint. So some of the comics we was talking, they're closer to my age. And then a dude who was in your age bracket, he say, man, just forget our generation. We lost, we gone. Is that true?
No. We ain't lost. We ain't lost. We might not know exactly the destination yet, but we ain't lost.
By definition, that makes you lost. By definition, if you don't know where you're going, by definition, you're lost.
All jokes aside, no, I don't think our generation is lost. I think we catching up and realizing a lot of stuff we learned was wrong, and we unlearning some stuff.
For example,
the biggest thing I see, how you raise your kids. I think, what was it, just came out, the NFL player just released a thing about he breaking generation curses. You seen that? He about cried.
Because of the money he has made or whatever.
No, it was a letter he sent to his parents just saying like he's a better parent, or he's
Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant. And it's just, I think that's one of the biggest things that we've learned that I can think off top is just like, yo, we need to scale back a little bit. We a little too aggressive. We a little too stern. It's okay. It's okay to be a little more, I love you, I hug you. I know some of my parents, aunties and stuff, they didn't really say I love you like that, because it was just how they was, for their generation.
Okay. So you think they are too stern as it relates to parenting? Because now we talking about parenting. So I ask you, what lessons or what's the difference? And so the thing you brought up is parenting. So you think
the first thing out,
So you think parenting, and you think being too stern.
Too stern, yes.
So you were a advocate for this thing that they call gentle parenting then.
I think everything is based on balance. I'm a Libra, and I think everything in life is based on balance. You got to be a little stern, but you got to be a little sweet too. For example, when I got on my little boy last week, I forgot what he did, but I got on him, and after I popped him, I kissed him, and I said, "Well, I love you, but you know you was wrong." He said, "My daddy, I know." So he knew, but the old generation, they would have just whooped you and went outside and worked on the car.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Sometimes you need to. I think we think that people know how we feel or what we thinking or where we always coming from. Or no, break it down a little. Sometimes kids need to be broken. It need to be broken down more to them.
Yeah, but did you have to do it then? You couldn't have waited? I can't spank you, then go work on the car, then come back later on and say, you brought that on yourself because you did X, Y, Z, da 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 da.
I just don't want that mind to wander. I want to go ahead and when I nipped it, when I handled it, I want to handle it completely.
So the assumption is that by immediately, so you don't feel like maybe you negated the punishment because you immediately lovey-dovey didn't right after it? You didn't allow the punishment actually to sit in? You don't think you killed the punishment then?
No, because
it's like putting a dude in jail for murder on a Monday. Like, yeah, you finna do life. No, don't give me life. Then Tuesday you say, hey man, you can get out. We just want to let you know if you kill somebody else.
Well, no, because I popped his hand, so his hand hurt. His hand still hurt.
That's temporary.
I mean, yeah, but it still hurt when I said I'm sorry.
Boy, that's temporary.
Yeah,
boys take them type of L's. We eat them.
Yeah,
yeah. Give me another.
True.
We eat them, so that's why you gotta let. I don't know. I just think you gotta let little boys stew a little while longer. You gotta let that thing sting for a little while, and then you gotta let them walk around and think about what they did. You gotta let that marinate for a little while.
You might be right. You might be right on that one.
I mean, and again, it's just me. I'm not your kids, your way. Everybody got to figure out what works for their kids and what's the best way for them.
Right. There's no manual out there, people.
Yeah.
So my sister, there's no manual of being a parent.
Yeah. So I'm not saying you have to do it my way, but that's why I'm asking the questions. Like, do you think you negated that by doing that? Like, there's this sentiment out here that one of the things about your generation is that y'all are weaker. And one of the reasons why they feel like you guys are weaker is because you have been coddled so much. Because too many parents are, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Because adversity breeds.
I can see that. Me compared to a lot of my friends or associates I know, yeah. The people who got everything or didn't really have to work in high school or didn't have to do certain stuff, they are a little more passive or they more lax at times versus those who had to get it out the mud. Yeah, had to work in high school or do certain things. So naturally, So I can agree with that to a certain,
historically, it has been proven that adversity makes stronger people.
Correct.
And that's just a historical fact about humanity, not black people, not white people, just period. Struggling, not necessarily everybody should struggle, but should their struggle be a part of everybody's equation to some degree?
Yes. I 100% agree with that.
Because struggling in whatever shape, form, or fashion that happens, it makes you figure it out, whatever it is.
And it makes you accept it, makes you appreciate the good days a lot better.
Yes. See, but that's the thing about it. So if struggle should be a part of all of everybody's equation, by spanking him and then right behind that you coddling him, did you not allow the struggle piece to sit in? You took it away. Mm-hmm. Did you not allow for that to happen?
Maybe I'm working on the balance of that, but I think as far as his mama, she don't spank him at all. And I ain't gonna say at all, but very, very rare. So I think the balance of me, because I don't want to, because I know how I've done in the past with some of the other kids, was a little too hard and didn't have a conversation. So I'm just like, hey, let me have that conversation or let me figure this all out. So maybe that's the piece I'm figuring out. But I definitely agree with spankings to a certain degree. Yeah. Okay. I mean, and again, I'm asking the questions, and I'm saying this because people are always gonna hear what they want to hear. So no matter what I say, even though I can tell you exactly what I mean, what I'm saying, it's somebody gonna watch and say, he trying to tell him how to raise his kids. No, I'm not. All right. That's why I'm posing a question, and I'm giving, but not clarity. What's the word I'm looking for here? Perspective. That's the word I'm looking for. Just giving a different perspective. Maybe you can be hardcore across the board, because if his mother doesn't spank him at all, then you're the balance. Maybe. Right. So you don't necessarily have to do the lovey-dovey piece. She got that covered. Right. So you can have a conversation
without necessarily the lovey-dovey, because what you described to me, it wasn't necessarily that you feel like you got to give him the lovey-dovey piece. What you want him to do is understand why he got the spanking.
Right. It wasn't it wasn't necessarily the lovey-dovey piece. It's just explaining like, hey, you know you was wrong.
Yeah. Or you just can talk to him while you whipping him like our parents used to. Didn't I tell you not to touch that?
No, Mo.
So you killing two birds with one stone.
You brought the switch, go get another.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't know. You don't have to say, you know why I spank you? I told you why I was whipping you.
That's
why you
some real
spank?
psychological punishment right there. Go pick the
Your own
weapon.
switch.
Go pick the weapon that I'm about to whoop you with.
Yeah. That come from the slave days. Go get your own switch.
And
Go get me that damn whip.
I always picked the little small one, and my mom was the type to go ahead and braid it.
Exactly. But you get to, even if you pick your own switch, they never, if you pick a bitch switch, they're not gonna use it.
Right.
They're not using the bitch switch. Like what I supposed to do with this? What I need to do with this? They come back with one like this, right? it's a whole branch. Like what does that say? Like that ain't no switch. That say Louisville Slugger on the side.
Free. Mama, we are free. Mama, we are free.
That's a billy club. What the hell? Only thing missing is German shepherds. What is wrong with you, mama?
Some people start talking about that's that slave stuff. So you shouldn't whoop your kids because that's that slave stuff right there.
But first of all, it's not no slave stuff. Whippings have been around forever before slavery. They whipped people before slavery.
That's the biggest argument I hear from my friends who don't whoop their kids.
That come from slavery.
Yeah. Whipping come from slavery, and you're breaking your kids' self-esteem, and if you whoop them before 7, by the time they 9, they're gonna be bipolar.
What?
Yeah.
I got whippings, but my self-esteem is just fine.
Right, mine too. But
yeah, that ain't got.
That's when we're going back to the facts, like you said. We breaking down the facts because people see these things online, and
and they just assume that. Yeah,
Doctor whoever such and such wrote an article, and it was posted in New York Times, and everybody think that's the truth. No.
Yep.
Where's the real studies at? What? Let me see the studies.
Yep.
Let me see the numbers. How many people did y'all study? How many people had in the group?
But that, and what about you? You deal with your child every day.
True.
You deal with sometimes one of the things I've learned as a parent, and I see with other people, and some people, I think there's a lot of people out here who think that they are being good parents, and they not. And they not good parents because they just this trash person. Is because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so some stuff I think they don't know. You know, like one of the biggest things, like parenting, like one of the things I changed is I talk to the kids. We have conversations. Like you said, when we was coming up, my mama didn't talk to us. I grew up in a dictatorship. Correct. You know, is you did what I tell you to do, it ain't nothing to talk about. What are we talking about? My mama was saying one time, she's like, I don't talk to people who don't pay bills. What am I talking to you for?
Makes sense.
So, but, you know, going to vacation and stuff, my mama never asked us where we want to go on vacation. We ain't had no input. We just going out of town next weekend. Where we going?
Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like, I don't want to go Mobile. Ain't nobody ask you where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have conversations about where you want to go.
Go
you
pack your good clothes.
Exactly. Input in those types of things. And I still parent, you know, the wall do come down when it's time to come down. You know what I'm saying? The hammer drop when it's time to drop. But we have significantly more conversations. One of the things I've learned is some situations some of the situations that my mother felt like required a whooping, I don't think necessarily required a whooping.
Right.
Sometimes I think they could have been managed with a conversation. And so I manage those types of situations with a conversation as opposed to a whooping. Right. For me, a whooping was the last. They too big to begin whoopings now. But back in the days, it was a last resort type thing. It was like, or you had truly ran afoul of the law. Right. About this particular thing. So it wasn't about trying to, you know, figure out when it was time to whoop. Typically it was something that you was like, yo, you out of pocket for this. So
you deserve that.
Yeah, you gotta take this L on this. Right. So then I didn't feel the need to do what you did, to apologize. Well, not necessarily apologize, but to coddle you because you finna let that stain. You earned all of this ass whipping that I just gave you right here. You deserve every piece of it, and ain't nothing to conversate about.
True.
You gonna be all right. You gonna get over it because
You be all right, Craig. You be all right.
yeah. You asked for this. So, but again, I have some conversations like attitude, having an attitude. My mama, you the guy slapped in the mouth.
Man, I'm going through that. My little girl, she 10, and man.
Yeah. So my mama? Yeah, that is get slapped.
Bring your mouth here.
Yeah, bring your mouth here. See, I never was the one with the smart mouth. My sister was the one with the smart mouth. And
Yeah.
my sister her mouth is reckless.
I don't know what's worth going pick the switch when they say bring your mouth here.
Get out! Slap the taste out your mouth.
Got slapped from the front seat back to the back seat.
Your boy. So yeah, but I don't necessarily, because what I have learned is some stuff kids just gonna do. Kids are gonna be slick in the mouth to a certain degree.
Right.
So some of it you gotta not necessarily let slide, but you gotta be like, that's just okay. You can feel how you want to feel, but go do what the hell I told you to do.
Right.
And then not necessarily go all the way left because of whatever. Now, because I think there is a difference between having a little teenage lip and being disrespectful. I think there's a difference between the two.
Right.
And I think as a parent, you have to figure out with your child when they are actually crossing the line, or they just being a teenager with a bad attitude sometimes.
True.
And sometimes it's that simple. They're a teenager who happens to have a bad attitude today. And that happens. Teenagers, they have days where they trash.
Trash.
Yeah, they straight trash. You're like, yo. And as a parent, you get agitated because you're like, yo, you know how much I do for you and I sacrifice for you? And all these hoops I jump through for you, and for you to be talking to me like for you to think you can talk to me like you ain't got no sense, I kill you.
This got me thinking about you remember that Dr. Phil episode when they had the whole family on there and they was like, Dad, you paid all the bills for 30 years, but you was never there. You paid all our bills. We never had to want for anything, and we went on trips, but you wasn't there. And he was just like, I thought I was supposed to do as a father.
Yep. But that goes back, like I say, what you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. And that took me back, because I'm like, what? He sounds like an amazing father.
Yeah, but for them, because everybody don't need time is way more important than stuff.
True, but it came out that I think they were molested and stuff like that, and I think that was one of the reasons they say he wasn't there, but they said they didn't tell him because they were scared he would kill the person who did it. So it's just like that was just a crazy episode. Like you say, you don't know what you don't know, and it also go back to communication. Communication is key. You gotta have you gotta have that type of conversation with your kids that they feel comfortable.
And that's one of the reasons why we talk, because I want you comfortable enough to being able to come talk to me. But you gotta be able to come talk to me, even if it's a hard conversation. Come have the hard conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we because nothing's gonna stop you from being my child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you come to me to tell me, that's still the case. I don't care what it is. You're still my child. I still love you, and we'll deal with it. That don't mean I'm gonna be happy about whatever you might have told me.
Right.
I might need a moment. And that moment might be a year. True. You know what I'm saying? Like if you my son, you come to me and say, "Ooh, I want to be a woman now." I can't change that. I can't do nothing about that.
It's the first episode. I don't want to get canceled, but
yeah.
But yeah.
But no,
that's a different one right there. I don't know. I don't even know the answer.
I can't tell you. Matter of fact, what I can tell you is I wouldn't be happy about that. I wouldn't be happy.
It just got me thinking about Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. Just to be two of the greatest NBA players and their sons is.
Michael Jordan's son gay?
No, he's not gay, but it's just like, well, let me take Michael Jordan now. I'll talk about MJ.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
MJ.
But I was just thinking both of them, neither one of them became, basketball players or amazing. And then Magic Johnson's son, I just wonder how he feel. And he tall. He like
6'7", 6'8", because Magic was 6'8", so he about the same height as his daddy.
When they be taking them Christmas pictures, it's like they right there. It's
like huge
with a Fendi bag and some red bottoms
and some pumps. Like, first of all, let me say this: if you are a company who makes a size 23 pump for women, you need your ass whooped. There's no way in the hell you should be making a size 23 in men's pump.
I want to say I feel like every generation says, oh, the generation after me was this. I'm sure people older than you was like, oh, y'all generation and that bebop and that hip hop, and then the other generation like, oh, them and that crunk music. I feel like every generation says the generation out them is trash, but I think evolution just shows you. I think everything's get better. I think every generation has some weakness and strength, and I think
so. I don't disagree completely, but I think the difference between this generation and the previous generation is access to information, access to stuff that there's always no matter what generation it is, there's always been a don't cross this line.
Right.
Whatever that line is. In the 60s. Yeah, we don't like your rock and roll and all this stuff right here. But the thing about it is the generation knew not to play that rock and roll in certain places, in certain areas. Because they knew that the people, their parents and stuff didn't like it.
The line is
so they didn't cross that line. They snuck off and they got on Make Out Hill and they played the rock and roll up there and they danced and stuff. Then when the adults came around, they stopped.
Right.
The problem with this new, and that has always been the case, even with us, rap. I was growing up, hip hop was start just being birthed. And so, you had rap and you had some songs start to have lyrics in it that wasn't, the most.
I remember almost getting a whooping for playing Ludacris, word of mouth. So
yeah, see what I'm saying? So when adults came around, we would turn it down or turn it off.
Right.
The problem is there are no lines anymore.
I agree with that.
And that is what we tend to classify this generation as trash, is because they don't respect, understand, or acknowledge boundaries until that boundary affects some bullshit that they want to do.
Right.
Then it's boundaries. Then it's you don't respect my boundaries. Then it's you in my business. Now you want to put up boundaries. But you have no boundary. It's like you don't have a boundary. Nobody can tell you when you playing your music with Sukiyaki, when you playing her song loud at the gas pump, and I got my 6-year-olds in the car.
Right.
I can't say nothing to you about your music. This is my music. This is my car. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no boundaries then.
Yeah.
It ain't no boundaries then.
Right.
But then when I'm checking you on some of your stuff, now you want to establish boundaries.
Makes sense.
See what I'm saying? So that's where the frustration and the agitation with this newer generation comes, is because all of the boundaries are gone.
Right.
There's no respect for boundaries anymore. And that is a very dangerous place to be as a species, as humans, not black people, white people, just as humans, for there not to be a place where anybody can say anything and do anything, i.e. social media, the internet.
Right. But I think it's set up like that. I think the powers that be are setting things up and they're trying to, make the line go away. And I think it's on the OGs and the parents and the grandparents and the community to make sure those boundaries stay in place.
See, but the problem with that is, that's an old school way of thinking. The problem with that is, I could regulate. Back in the days, I could regulate certain behavior and certain patterns because I could keep you away for certain things.
Right. Now they playing Cardi B on a Gap commercial.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't keep you away from those things anymore. You got a phone in your hand. So everything, like porno, to see naked women, when I was growing up, you had to go to the grocery store and try to sneak and see the Penthouse and the Playboy magazine. It was not easy access to see naked women back when I was growing up. Now, all it takes is a short Google search.
Right.
And your son or daughter can see naked people.
Right. Which is wild. Yeah.
Just a short Google search right there in their hand, in their back pocket.
Right.
Stuff that I had to jump through hoops to see, they can see right there in their back pocket.
Right.
See, so so to say the OGs and stuff, you have to keep them away from this type of stuff, It's harder because you still have access to this stuff.
Right.
So
it goes back to the system, setting it up that way.
Well, see, I don't necessarily subscribe to there being this overall boogeyman with everything. I think the things that I do think that the system is geared towards is I do think the system is set up for everybody to stay ignorant and undereducated. Because as long as the masses are ignorant and undereducated, then people at the top of everything can keep doing whatever they want to do.
Correct.
Because you're not intelligent enough to figure out what they're doing or follow the necessary steps and processes to get them out of here.
Correct.
So I think there's a concerted effort to keep the masses undereducated. But I don't necessarily think that they're trying to, I don't believe they're trying to push trash music. I think we live in a capitalist society. I think they push whatever they feel gonna make money.
Right.
And if trash music is selling, then we're gonna push trash music. It just is what it is. If Mos Def got to be hot, who's a cerebral rapper, he's a lyricist, the whole nine. If Mos Def got supernova hot next year, there would be a plethora of other conscious rappers.
Truthfully,
starting to come out.
Ain't never rhyme like common sense.
Yep, they would start to come out because Mos Def got hot. He started generating money, and now the conscious rappers generate money. Well, guess what other companies do? It's just like everything else. We want us a Mos Def too.
Right.
So now they start to look for the conscious rapper too, and now they start putting his or her music out because they're conscious, and it starts to sell. We're in a cap. One of the things about America, I think we used to be about race. 100% we used to be about race. But even intertwined with race, one of the things America's always been about money.
That money. I say that all the time. Even with slavery. If you could
money.
find a way to get some money, you could buy your freedom.
Yeah.
See Chicken George.
Yeah, exactly. It's always been about money. Slavery,
about hustling money.
Slavery happened because of money. It was free labor.
Correct.
Slavery ended because of money. The Industrial Revolution. We don't need this free labor because we got machines that can do with them what they did.
Right. Oh yes. I do feel
always about money.
A more place where it's not gonna race not gonna matter because there's gonna be so many mixed babies. It ain't gonna be no white and black. It's just gonna be a one row.
And they don't want race to matter because white people wanted race to matter when they were the majority. Now
right.
White people are slowly becoming a minority in America. So you know how you combat that? You make race not an issue anymore.
Right.
That's how you combat that.
Right.
When you become a minority, now what race you are isn't that important anymore. We're all the same.
Right.
Yeah, you want to be the same because you know you're not top dog no more.
That's why I seen came out they released that a lot of jobs this year that associate degree or bachelor degree it don't matter. They
lowering the bar
because a lot of white people ain't getting no education,
exactly,
degrees no more,
and so they want to lower the bar.
Continue to go to college, guys. Continue to get your degrees.
Yep, exactly.
If school is for you.
Yeah, if school, even if you don't go to school to get a degree, go get a certification in something.
Right.
So, and I did a video about that, and people saying, college is just a hustle to get you in debt. You come out better getting this certification in something, whatever. I don't know if y'all noticing that. But a certification in a particular thing, be it programming or whatever, you know what that is? Back in the days, they used to call that an associate's degree.
Right. No, a degree still matters. My last job I was at, my friend, he was 26. He made $20,000 more than me. And he was 6 years younger than me because he had a bachelor's degree. Through the door.
Real world right there.
I made $49,000. He made $65,000. I had more experience than him.
But it didn't matter because
he had a degree. Fresh in adult, $65,000.
See what I'm saying? So
at 26, he's balling. New challenger.
And then when you say, college is a hustle, is trying to get you in debt, these certifications ain't easy. So let's not put a certification in a certain area in a position as if anybody can walk off the street and get certified as a computer programmer.
I don't know. You seen that thing came out with all them nurses that had got all them degrees.
Yeah, no, you stupid. Well,
So it is kind of easy to be. It depends on what you know, and what website on the black market you use.
Exactly, but that still don't make it easy. They make it illegal. Now your ass going to jail, and you out here killing people because you ain't properly qualified. But yeah, but a certification costs money. You have to take a class to get certified. You have to pay for licensing and all of this stuff. So there's still an out of pocket costs associated with this.
Right.
And the reality is, all y'all ain't smart enough to get certified.
Right.
To get certification that means you squeeze years of training, years of education into a small 6-week, 8-week class, and you got to consume, learn, and retain all that information in a short period of time. A lot of y'all can't even retain when the hell your child parent-teacher conference is.
You took 3 chances on the Georgia graduation test.
Well, this is the internet, so we ain't just in Georgia, but I got you.
Oh yeah. every state probably got some type of
graduation equivalence exam. For the most part. Yeah,
19 and a half still having.
Yeah, it's like
science part.
Your granddaddy was dumb. Your great granddaddy was dumb. Your grandmama was dumb. Your mama dumb. Your daddy dumb. You probably.
Your granddaddy was dumb, but he had land and all kind of stuff. Because your granddad had some hustle. You dumb and you ain't got no hustle.
And ain't got no hustle.
That was the thing. It was like
you a waste of space.
I know my friend's grandmama and granddaddy never knew how to read, do much of nothing, but they got a lot of land and wealth. Because at the end of the day, if you're dumb, hopefully you got some hustle.
Yeah, because they understood the thing. Again, also, going back to your generation, the thing that this generation also doesn't understand is the things that move the meter in America. Land moves the meter. To own property moves the meter in America.
Right.
Even though your grandparents or great grandparents couldn't read or anything like that, they knew if I got me some property, I got a piece on the board.
Right.
I got a chess piece on the board. As long as I got some property, some land, they got to come talk to me.
Right.
They build anything around here, they got to come talk to me because I own a lot of this land around here. So they decide they want to build an apartment complex. They got to come see me.
Right.
They decide they want to put a road through here. They got to come see me.
Yeah. I seen this lady, I think she in Jamaica or something. They done built a whole subdivision around her little house. She has not sold. She done turned down millions. I think they had 20-30 million.
See what I'm saying?
They done built a whole subdivision around her little house. I love it. I love it.
But that's the thing about it. Once you got skin in the game, something that is skin in the game, land, skin in the game, investments, skin in the game.
Right.
A house, skin in the game. A small business, skin in the game. All these are things that move the meter. You know what don't move the meter? Sneakers, gold chains, platinum chains, 28-inch rims.
Stop taking all these trips. I want to speak to my people. Stop taking all these trips. We taking 3-4 trips a year, but what are you celebrating? You celebrating L's? What are y'all taking all these trips for?
Because they want to turn up. And then they not even taking trips nowhere that create a real memory. You spent $3,000 to go to Chicago for the weekend. You could have went to Paris for $3,000.
True. But still, at this point, even if you're going to Paris, Dubai, wherever, stop taking these trips. Let's stack our money. Because if I don't know if y'all notice this economy and it's something going on out here. I don't know if y'all realizing, but please stop taking all these trips. I remember doing Uber because if you will notice in podcasts, I've had 1 million jobs. I'm African, so we keep a job or 2 or 3 or 4. And I heard this lady in the back sheet. I think she just sold. She did real estate. I don't know what her husband doing. She was on the phone with her husband. Her husband was in another state. And she said, baby, we didn't close 3 deals. We've been so busy. We ain't even had time to celebrate. Let me say that one more time. They said, we didn't made another deal. We've been so busy. We ain't had time to celebrate. These people can afford to celebrate. They can afford to take a trip. They haven't took a trip.
Take one.
But y'all taking 2-3 trips and you working a job using all your PTO just to go to Miami or to Paris. And now you come back and you ain't got no money. Come on now. Let's take less trips and stack more money. If you hear anything I said in this podcast, let's take less trips.
They ain't gonna do it.
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 It's right. It's a chick right there watching like, whatever, we going to turn
Man,
up in Vegas this weekend, nigga. They ain't trying to hear that.
I know a girl Nuna right now. She work at hey, each his own. Each his own.
She working what?
Each his own. She work at McDonald's. But she take 2-3 trips a year. So a part of me like, man, she work at McDonald's. She taking all these trips. So a side of it is like, yeah, she know how to budget. She know how to manage. Take these trips. But on the other end, it's like, man, if she saved them 2-3 trips, she could buy a property next year. And she, but next subject.
Yeah,
Let
let me say this though. I think you have to now. I'm not 100%. I think if you can't afford to take a trip, then don't take trips without a doubt. But I think I'm an advocate for taking trips, but I'm an advocate for taking trips outside the country because if you leave outside of the U.S., what you learn is it's other ways to do it.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Now, if you got the money, this is for strictly for the people that, like they say, if you can't buy more than once, then don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think that is like how it should be this shit with trips. If you can't afford to take the trip twice,
then don't take it.
Don't take the trip. It's none worse than going on a trip and having to check your camera. Like, okay, I'm down to my left. Okay, let me. Yeah, we ain't gonna go to the steakhouse. We gonna just do the 4 for 4 tonight and chill at the hotel. No.
I can't go on this excursion because I can't afford. You out there, but you can't afford to do nothing while you there. Hustling in reverse. All right, so we'll be back. Catch you another episode. Future episodes, we're gonna be taking phone calls the whole nine. So it's a whole different ball game out here. And
you want to hear all the fake woke people.
Yeah, that part.
All the Dr. Umars.
Yeah, I can't guarantee Izzy gonna always be here because I can't guarantee I'm always gonna record when he available. I'm just gonna be 100 with you know what I'm saying because he got to work. And I might decide to do this mug at 12 o'clock at night. I mean, if I'm gonna be 100 with you, but definitely want him to be a part when possible.
Hey, y'all, leave some comments. Yeah. Leave some comments. Easy wide. Leave some comments.
I'll tag his little pussy ass page. I'll tag it because it's trash. But all right. So next episode, we holler back.